Who are you?
Call the Alan Cox Show. 216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
If you watch the show at AlanCoxShow.com, you can thank Chedwin Willowalker for assisting in the video department. Your Cavaliers win last night in Brooklyn against the Nets, 118-95. There's simply no way to know what that score deficit is there, but they'll play the Raptors in Toronto tomorrow night, 7:30. Here on the Buzzard. 7 o'clock is when the pregame will start, and then they're back home on Monday. But I don't think for long. Well, okay, so they'll play the Sixers on Monday. The Bulls are in town.
And then it's the All-Star break.
Yeah, for Valentine's Day. And then the Magic are going to be. And then they'll, right. When's the All-Star break?
It starts Friday next week on my birthday. This is when the festivities begin, and then the game is on the 18th, and then
the 18th of February. So what am I looking at here? Oh yeah, okay, right. So yeah, okay, never mind. Anywho, remember, all this month you can use the promo code Pierogi for people who listen. A lot of times. They either won't hear me mention it or they listen to the podcast and it's not in there. Pierogi is what you want to use at CLE Clothing Company. That'll get you 20% off whatever you buy there. So keep that in mind. We'll get to the Bill Squire Friday Get Down later on.
We can do it now.
It's not 6:10.
We can.
We can't do it now.
Decide.
6:10 somewhere.
We got to take control of our own life, Alan.
I do.
6:10. Grab a beer with Jason.
Yeah, or Jason Carr, our old boss, pops his head in here. All right, let me throw this at you. Now, I think this is unnecessary. Somebody texted me in the break and said that they DM'd Mary a picture of the most disgusting chunky puke ever. So just...
I'm not opening it.
I was going to say, be forewarned. I'm letting you know.
I haven't even seen it.
I'm surprised at all this stuff that ends up in my junk mail. People send me stuff all the time, and I never see it.
In Instagram or where? Or you mean email?
Instagram. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I get some stuff through from fans through my work email, but mostly it's Instagram.
And you don't see it.
It's filtered. It's
There's like a request.
A request,
folder.
and then even when you go into the request, if they send you an image, it's image is blurred out for your protection. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No chance.
It's funny the stuff because whenever people send me D's, that's never blurred. It's based on what we know about you, it's it's fine. It's never blurred. But whenever it says you might not like this post, I'm like, I trust my phone. It knows everything else about me.
So what do you think it would be? You don't, out of curiosity, open it?
Nope. No.
I mean, to you, what would be worse than a random D? I mean, that's gross too.
But
he likes it.
I get random Ds, and it doesn't usually get blurred. People send me those all the time, and first of all, if it's a request, that means it's someone who probably is not even following me. So they had to seek me out. So it's either like a bot or it's someone who doesn't even care to follow me sending me something. So why would I care what they would send me? Chances are they're not a fan of the show. They're not a fan of me.
I don't know. I mean, spam's one thing, but I didn't know how curious you were about listeners sending you stuff.
No, it's always a real sketchy profile. They got 12 followers, no posts, a funny name with a bunch of hyphens and periods. I don't know. I don't take a chance. I'm like, I'll just delete it. It's not a biggie. It's my request.
A guy, people were screaming and very, very upset on a flight from Bangkok to Germany. When a guy dies next to his wife on the flight. But before that, this dude started spraying blood everywhere.
Ooh.
Out of what?
His nose, his mouth, over the interior walls of the plane.
Oh, my God.
On passengers that were near him. Again, I don't know. I don't know why you have to turn yourself into a human sprinkler, but Passengers screamed and were left traumatized. A German husband, he and his wife, were going from Bangkok back to Germany, and he had gotten on the flight, and people said that he looked visibly ill, but that his wife told the crew that he was just, he wasn't quite feeling himself, but that he was fine. His wife was from Bangkok, so they're going back to Germany. Said that he had gotten on with cold sweats and was breathing very rapidly. But the crew, I guess, determined, the wife said, he'll be fine. Could you get him some tea and blah, blah, blah. So he sits in there. But shortly after the plane takes off, things go downhill very quickly. So the plane is barely in the air. And the people around him said that his wife gave him one of the barf bags, and he starts spitting blood into this bag.
Oof.
And then his head just starts gushing blood. His nose, his mouth, whatever.
He's exploding.
Right. And I guess there was a nurse sitting directly behind them. But the crew had given them the green light to stay on board. And then the pilot calls for a doctor over the loudspeaker. And it was a Polish guy who didn't speak English very well. And they said it got progressively worse from there. They said the man lost liters of blood all over the other seats. Again, I don't know, at what point does that happen? You
What
go,
kind of
okay,
disease is
I'm
this?
going to need everyone's barf bags or something. I don't know. What are you, lifting your head
How
up?
much?
Are you?
How much blood do you have in your body? I thought you only had, 2 liters of blood in your body? Is that right?
I thought it was 8 quarts,
It's a lot of blood.
4 liters.
There's got to change up the metric.
Several liters is
Yeah.
a lot.
Well,
That's a lot of blood.
I imagine for the purposes of this description, I'm sure that they're exaggerating. Yeah, you have 5 liters of blood in your body. But if people around him are like, oh, blood's coming out of his nose and his mouth, and, people don't know exactly how much that is. But they said
What is that in ounces? How do you make the conversion?
Flight attendants rushed to action, but the people said that they weren't very good at resuscitation attempts. They're doing like half-assed whatever they're doing, chest compressions. And they tried to resuscitate him for a half an hour, but it was quite clear that he was dead. So then they carry the guy into the galley. I don't know, you put him on ice or you put him down in cargo. Nothing you can do because you're in the air.
How quickly do you stink?
I don't think you're going to stink right away. They turned the flight around. They went back to Bangkok Airport, where the passengers had to deplane and then were given no information for a few hours.
Oh, because you had to die. Now I got to miss my flight.
Well, they shouldn't have gotten on in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're in bed. Let's go find a hospital. That's probably not a short flight.
He's probably, but he
Bangkok
was
to
probably like,
Germany?
I just want to get home.
Yeah.
Just get me home.
I'm sure. But, a flight is not something for when you're in a hurry. Because you're sitting there, and then they give you the announcement, and then maybe you're going to sit on the tarmac. So, anyway. But imagine you're on the flight.
Did they say what it was?
No.
Like, what kind of a illness does that?
I don't know, but it's probably
Maybe-
going to be the plague that
Yeah.
ends us all.
This
Getting
is
spread around right now.
This guy's the outbreak monkey.
Exactly.
Ebola coming to Germany. Imagine in a couple of weeks they go, there's something weird in Germany, and
He
they
wasn't in
can't
Germany,
figure out.
though. He was in Bangkok. So it would be in Bangkok.
Yeah, but everybody who was on that flight eventually got back to Germany. So they took the flight back to Bangkok,
Yeah.
but all the other people on the plane still needed to get to Germany. So they all ended up there. So, yeah.
Man, if we get another pandemic in
I
March,
mean, we will.
3 years later, but not this soon. Or 4
But
years.
but
4
again,
years now.
does it
Jeez.
matter how soon? I mean, there will be another one. So does it matter if it's
Yes, because if
Does it?
if it's 30 years from now, I'm ready to die. It's fine.
Oh, you're talking about yourself,
Dude, I'd be
not
so
society.
mad. I just moved here, got all my crap, and then the world shuts down again.
That's what
I'd
happened
be
to our
so
friend
mad.
Raj the first time when he moved to New York City in February of 2020, and then it was all shut down in a few weeks.
Terrible timing. There's no shows.
Mm-hmm.
So did he have to move out? Like, how did he work?
Yeah, he moved home.
He moved back to Arkansas.
But, like, he didn't have, like, a lease or anything?
Well, I think they understood. We're like, hey, man, I came here for work, and now I don't have work anymore. I gotta go.
Some landlords be like, oh, okay, well, pay in full.
Sue me.
Yeah, that was a very specific time, too. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. I don't know that anybody was going to sue one guy for rent. When they were like, yeah, I think the world's exploding, so... Oh, he's from Arkansas?
That's where he's from India, but he has a home in Arkansas.
Okay.
He owns a house there.
Is he back in New York now?
He's in New York now.
Yeah.
But he's always out there traveling around.
All right. The NWA.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I'll be back there in October.
If you listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, you can always drop messages there for us. A little talkback button.
Hey, Alan, this is Jason. You guys were talking yesterday about the differences between wizards and witches and sorcerers and warlocks. In D&D, the difference is wizards study to get their magic, sorcerers are born with their magic, and warlocks make a deal with a higher entity to make their magic. Witches and wizards are the same thing. Thanks.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Did you get all that, Poundcake? I didn't. Thank you, Jason. I didn't understand one word of what he just said.
Wizards, warlocks, and sorcerers. Yeah.
So wait, wizards were they
learn it.
Warlocks,
Sorcerers
are born with it.
Warlocks trade.
Or maybe it's Maybelline.
Is that sorcerer born with it, or is it Maybelline?
The differences between wizards and witches and sorcerers and warlocks. In D&D, the difference is wizards study to get their magic, sorcerers are born with their magic, and warlocks make a deal with a higher entity to make their magic. Witches and wizards are the same thing. Thanks.
Okay, well, there you go. Witches and wizards are the same thing.
A sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
So I was just born with it.
Yeah.
I was just like this. I ain't add nothing to it. This is just how I is. Turn you into a frog, ho.
He's got a whole thing. Turn you into a frog hoe. That's how you can get some hoes to build Super Bowl party.
Bring frogs.
Take a crash course in being a warlock or something.
No, you have to make a deal to be a warlock. Did you not listen to anything?
I've heard it twice, and I still don't know what the hell the guy's saying.
Really
A
not that
higher
hard.
entity.
Higher entity.
You got to sell your soul or be of God or something.
Yeah, right.
Wizards, they just stay for you. You just got to cut somebody. You need a lock of hair. You pull the hair out, put it in a cauldron, add some broth to it, and then voila.
Eye of
you're
Newt.
a wizard. I need Alan, give me some of your nail clippings.
Okay.
And I'll be a wizard.
I do need to clip my nails, so I'll save them for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put them in a broth,
Okay.
add some stew to it.
Yep. Eye of Newt, nail of Alan.
Bill, I need some armpit hair.
All right.
And
What the hell? What is this going to do, by the way? This is all good. This is the broth. This is the mixture that's going to bring the concoction that's going to bring the hose.
No, I'm hexing you guys.
You're using our own things to hex us?
I got to use something.
Why would you hex us?
You got to use like something to hex.
But why are you hexing us?
We didn't do
to
anything.
see if I can do it. Mary, I
Why
didn't
don't
see
you
Just
try
practicing.
it on someone else?
He's practicing.
Yeah, who else am I going to try? You guys don't
And he's going to be
believe-
able to observe us.
I was going to say, you guys
We're going to come in here, be on camera every day with giant pus warts all over our faces?
are the perfect
I mean, you're the
candidates
ones that's not
because-
taking off for a headache. Imagine you'll still show up for your pus wart.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys are the perfect candidates because you guys wouldn't believe it. You guys would be like, oh, I'm just feeling weird and I have stuff growing out of me, and you have no idea why.
I think we'd have a pretty good idea if we just found out you put a hex on us.
But you don't believe in hexes, so...
That's
it
right,
wouldn't
I
be
don't.
me.
But just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it's not true. Right?
What side am I
I don't
on?
believe. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things I don't believe in, but but that's only because there's no evidence to prove them. It doesn't mean that they're not out there.
All right, well, let me try. Let me try and hex you.
Listen, all I can say is I'm sure there are plenty of people who've tried to hex me over the course of my life, and nothing's ever happened.
There's like
So
juju. I don't know what the difference is. There's hexing, juju, voodoo.
voodoo, juju, hexing, right?
Yeah.
Well,
You
write
believe
the
in the
book.
power of voodoo?
Talking to me?
Who do? You do.
The power of Christ compels you. Alan, blood from the nose and the mouth can be varicose veins in the esophagus that rupture.
Ugh.
How'd you like that?
I would not-
Varicose
I would
veins
not like
in
that.
the esophagus. You see those billboards with people that have them in their legs?
Oh,
They're like, come on and get them lasered.
In my senior year, we had an economics class, and me and my buddy were partners together, and we had to start a fake business, and we called our business Varicose Skates, and
Why?
we just thought it was really gross and funny,
Yeah.
and the teacher was he laughed so hard at it, and he was not a guy that was he was all business, but he was just so surprised by it that he just was dying. Like he's like, why would you guys name this? And we're like, we just thought it was funny. He's like, this makes no sense. but
Varicose
yeah,
skates.
Varicose skates.
What did you sell?
Spider
skateboards.
veins. Oh. That's a good way to keep the circulation in your legs going, is skating. You're not going to have any weak vein walls. Well, the vaccine finally killed someone. Are you happy now?
Spewing blood. Dude, I've got a weird rash all over my neck. I don't know what's going on. I started to feel it like Sunday, and then it was really itchy and bad Monday, and then Tuesday I got cream, and it's not going away. I don't know,
I hate a
what's
cream.
going on.
I hate a cream.
Coming from someone, I have to
I'd rather get a salve or
rub cream.
balm.
a tonic.
I have to rub cream on my body constantly, so I hate a cream.
Who told you to use a balm?
But Mary, it might be your body adjusting to its new environment. It's different type of chemicals and stuff in the air, and
Well, the water
It's so
is, I
gross
guess,
there.
very soft here, which I don't know what that means.
soft water.
I'm thinking it's affecting my body.
Yeah, it might be adjusting because my psoriasis gets really bad when I travel. Like
I have sensitive skin too. I'm always got a rash or a fungus or something going on, and now it's all over my neck, and I hate it. I've been taking Benadryl at night.
Glad you're there and not in here.
Mary, is it all over your neck
No.
and your back?
Oh,
I
I don't know.
And
The
your
only
crack?
place I've noticed it is my neck.
Check your back.
Well, the vaccine killed a guy in Florida.
How?
It was on the news.
New details tonight in the brutal murder of a man from Green Acres. It turns out to be an incident between a father and a son. Brian McGann Jr. is accused of killing his father, Brian McGann Sr. It happened Sunday night at his father's house along Palmetto Road. Deputies say a family friend called 911 concerned after a call from McGann Jr. She said during that phone call she heard McGann Sr. say, "Stop, you're killing me." The friend says the son seemed intoxicated and upset to learn his father got the vaccine. When deputies arrived, they found McGann Sr. beaten on the floor, unresponsive and covered in blood. Authorities found McGann Jr. in a neighbor's yard, also covered in blood.
Yep, the vaccine has finally killed. Ooh, Green Acres, Florida.
Stores.
Fresh air.
Times Square.
You are my wife.
Green Acres, Florida, near Palm Springs. I love the conceit of that show, Green Acres, too, where they're fighting over where they're going to live because he's out there. He's wearing a suit, even though he's out on the farm, and his wife,
Crazy.
very, very
You don't wear suits on the farm.
hoity-toity, and she's like, I want to live in the city. And he just, he wraps it all up by going, you're my wife, so we're going to live in the country. And then he drags her out of her penthouse.
Well, I
It's
feel
the
like
60s.
if
You're
they're
my
so
wife,
rich,
you'll do what I say.
They could have probably maintained both locations.
I certainly think so, but then that would not have made for a very good fish out of water story. But yeah, that guy killed his dad because his dad divulged to him that he had gotten the vaccine. They don't cotton to no vaccine down there in Florida. Just steps away, by the way, this guy was murdered from the Polo Museum and Hall of Fame.
Like the water sport?
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that, well, the horse sport.
It happens in the water.
There's
Water polo
There's water
does,
polo
yes,
and
but
There's regular polo? There's
on
hand
horses,
polo?
yes.
that's where they ride horses and hit a ball
The
with a
mallets.
big long mallet.
Yeah.
Are there horses in the water?
No.
No, that's why it's called water polo.
No, there's
I
polo
don't
fields
know.
out in like
You never see what did you
Moreland
think the
Hills or
Ralph
something.
Lauren clothing line referred to?
Well, that's what I was wondering. If it
Why'd you
was-
think the logo was a horse and a guy on it with a
I
mallet?
don't know. I thought
She's
the
like, hey,
water-
where's the swimming pool?
I was like, maybe they put the horses in the water. I don't know. I'd have never seen a polo match.
It's a very
or
rich
bout or
game.
whatever they're called.
It is for the wealthy.
Do you rent a horse? Do you have to have a horse?
I think people who are playing polo probably own their horse. Yeah. Because you're also paying to belong to the polo club.
Yeah, there's one out there, of course, on the east side. It's like in Chagrin Falls or something like that. That's the only, and we were there for like the puppy charity thing. That's the only polo field I've ever been on.
I'm going to break here. Your last chance to win $1,000